All right, quick video here. Using Lottodds, I want to show a couple things. First of all, on the prediction page, I wanted to show that if I isolate the day draw here, I'm going to try to keep this video really short. If I isolate the day draw on box, you're going to see here there has not been a 1 used in the 8 pair sums in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draws. And look at, it's most due on the back end, but just in general, a 1 is due. And if you also look at it in the daytime, there hasn't been a 9, pair sum 9. So I think that would be a good one to go for, a 9-1-2 or a 9-2-1. Because if you do them together combined, 9 is still due, 9-1-2 or 9-2-1. So that would be a good safe bet, I think, to start with today. I like to also make note that there has not been a 4, 5, or 6 on the front in box form in quite some time here. And I on my own personal stuff going back, I can go back a long time, and it is definitely due for a 4, 5, or 6 here on the front. All right, in box form. So these are the 34 numbers I have today to start with, based on a couple of my own things. I don't know why I can't copy that right there. So that's what I have for today to start with for Wisconsin. It's 51 numbers if you don't do what I did, but this is what I have it down to. Anyway, so if I go over to the auto predict, I wanted to show something over here. So I chose pink. I'm not going to get in all this right now. I just wanted to, maybe I'll do a couple of videos later tonight on a couple of things I'm seeing that could be helpful for others. So like I said, pair sum 9 is due. Okay, 9-1-2 or 9-2-1 is my favorite. Before I forget, I want to mention that when you look at the default pairs and match 3 color pairs, you'll notice like the green, 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 green. I noticed that when you can jump through different states and check this out yourself, that look at this, 1, 2, 3, 3 all green, 1, 2 all green, 1, 2, 3 all green, 1, 2 all green, 1, 2 green, 1 green, 1, 2, 3 green, and then it switches to either a red or a brown in whatever position. And I mean, of course, there's going to be times when there's like 4 or 5 or even more greens. I'm just saying that if you look it up, from the little bit that I have, it does look like after 2 or 3, it does flip over to something being used, either a brown green or a green brown or a red in some form. Okay, so it's kind of cool to make note of that. Look at that. Again, used 3 times, it switched over. Here, see, here's one where it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all greens. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But a lot of times it is switching over after 2 or 3 all green. So something to make note of there. I wanted to also say that, so these are my favorite numbers. If you did a 4, 5, or 6 on the front end, pair draw count. I know he's going to have some cool videos eventually here. But I wanted to mention something real quick before I forget. I know that because there's so much stuff on here, sometimes it can get kind of laggy, like when you're trying to switch something here. And I noticed like when you do the numbers, and I know David has said that too, like it can be kind of like, like if I click 4 right now, see, I clicked it and it takes a little bit for it to finally register that I clicked it. So anyway, so I know that can be it is what it is, but I did notice that over here, this has always been speedy, like really fast when you click something over here, like it's kind of like a refreshing thing. Like when you come over here and you're like, yeah, I can just isolate a pair sum 9, whatever. Well, if I go to try to do that right now, like watch, I'll click 11 and 12. So I clicked them, and look at that. It just takes that long. If I wanted to isolate 9, at this point, it's unusable because it just takes too long. So I honestly, I'm thinking that's probably something to do with him working on some updates or something. And then eventually this is, because I mean, look at that. That's crazy. Same thing going back. Look at that. And I can't even use it. But I'm hoping it's just something to do with updates. I'm just wondering if anybody else is having that issue as well. And my speed is lightning fast. I can normally have open ridiculous amount of windows. I don't even have any of my pick 4 windows open. Nobody's at my house right now. Normally I have like a bunch of people on different devices, and I can have like ridiculous amount of windows open. even typically here, I'll have a couple different prediction windows. I'll have the forum open. I'll have Lotto Pool open, and I can just fly through everything. So this is definitely a new thing, this lag here. So I just wanted to mention that, see if anybody else is experiencing that. I can't even click this because if I do click this, well, watch, I'll click it. See, and while I'm waiting for this to come up, I want to mention North Carolina Key 4 is out. As you just seen, 24 draws. So watch out for that. And Georgia Evening, 0 is out 22. So I'll be on the lookout for those. You see, it's still, I'm not even kidding here. It's still waiting. It's still loading. It'll come up and say waiting on page, or do you want to exit the page? So yeah, see. And like I said, normally I don't have to do, and I just did that. So I'm going to shut this down. I'll make another video on some other stuff. But yeah, awesome stuff on Lottodds. I'm excited to work that auto predict. I wanted to show something really quick. Here, let me go to that real quick because I really want to show something on there. Now I'm not going to have time now. I wanted to keep this under like 5 minutes, and it's already over 6 minutes. Let me see if I can just go to this. Go to quickly to Wisconsin. Come on. And the pair draw count. So like today, like I said, well, first of all, brown is really due on the back end over here. So if you think it's going to be brown, I wanted to say something else. I can't remember what. I want to isolate to 9, but I can't because it's too much lag right now. But if you isolate, like I really thought, I thought it would be I think it would be a 4, 5, or 6 on the front end. And the reason why I think that is because just quickly look at this. Look at it. 0 to 3 used. When a 0, 1, 2, or 3 is used on the front end in box form right here, look at all that checks, right? That's when a 0, 1, 2, or 3 is used. Well, look at it. It's definitely due. Look at the spaces there for a 4, 5, or a 6 on the front end in box form, right? Pre-sorted. So that's why I said, like, I hate going for it, though, because it seems like never happens when I want it to. But a 4, 5, or 6 is definitely due on the front end in box form. All right. So if I think that, then I'd go to pair draw count after I select all this other stuff I wanted. But I do maybe a miss hit or a miss. Let me do a miss hit once for an example. And I didn't even isolate this here. So let me just isolate that real quick. All right, let me get out there. Miss hit. Okay, we're just looking at the 9 here though. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be maybe a green brown. Hit the little plus sign there. And then it'll turn it white, and then you can go down and look at it. See, there's nothing in there for 9. I go down to the brown green, hit the plus, and nothing there for 9. Brown. And here's 6, 8, 9, 7, 6, 7, 9. That was a part of my numbers there. 6, 7, 9, and 6, 8, 9. That'd be a back. Interesting. And then, of course, the green, if you thought green was going to hit again. And then it would be maybe one of these right here, and then a miss. But, it could happen, I guess. Could be a miss. What would the miss be then? That'd be some crazy numbers right there. Let's see. Green, brown for a miss. That can't be right. Oh, here we go. Green, brown, nothing in there. Brown, green. I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. Nothing there. And then brown. I like a miss hit just because, like I said, 4, 5, or 6. All right. So I like what I said there, whatever I just said, and those other 4, 6, 8, 9, 6, 7, 9, and then those other ones in the green. But like I said, because I think, like, if you look at the first level 1 here, which I want to talk about something later on another video tonight, maybe on some different cool things that I've been looking at. And anyway, what am I trying to say? Okay, so I think it'll be a miss because if you look at the previous 3 draws, there's no 4, there's no 5, there's no 6, and I'm not going to go for a 7 or 8 on the front. I mean, it could happen, but so that's why I think it's going to be a miss over here. But I do think a win, though, because look at all of the lots of good numbers here. Don't just look at this. In my opinion, you got to look at this. Like typically I would say, oh, a hit for sure over here because look, 0, 1, and 2, and 3 are used. So those hit the most. So I would say yes to a hit. But anyway, it's 10 minutes. So I'll make another video on how to cut things in half. Maybe right now. Other than that, have a good day.